barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to join the Patreon. Uh, I'm gonna give away some more tickets to. I gave away 4 tickets. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. I gave away 4 tickets. 4 tickets. Thank a subscriber donated 2, and I paid for 2. So I gave away 4 tickets, and I'm gonna do the same thing for Adrian Broner, Manny Pacquiao. So feel free to join the Patreon if you're gonna be in Vegas. Join the Patreon. I'm gonna give away 2 tickets to that fight, and we'll go on. Is there another fight before then? Oh, if and I'll also give away tickets to Caleb Plant, Uzakaki. So feel free join the Patreon if you're in LA. January 13th, I'm gonna give away 2 tickets to that fight, and January 19th, I'm gonna give away 2 tickets to Adrian Broner and Manny Pacquiao. So let's unfold Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua about. See, this is why I tell you guys come to my channel, because I sit and I have it's a rare ability. I'm not saying rare, but I don't act. I try not to act emotionally. I try to intake what everything people say. Right? Eddie Hearn has been lying for 6 months. How, Fred? How is he lying? The motherfucker just said in an article he's willing to manipulate the April 13th bout and move Anthony Joshua to come fight America against Big Baby Miller and have uh, 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 Kell Brook fight Amir Khan. That uncovers everything he said for 5 or 6 months from July, June, leading into the Povetkin fight. From September on, everything he's been saying in terms of wanting to fight has been a lie. Because if he wants something, he has the ability to change something. You mean to tell me he's changing the fight for Jarrell Big Baby Miller and not Deontay Wilder? And the media don't pick up on this shit? Well, I give him a pass because he just said this today. So I stand corrected. He has been lying and gosh. IFL TV, Cougars Cassius. Your man is lying. And you gotta, Cougars, IFL TV, you gotta call Eddie Hearn out on his BS. All right? I'm gonna just keep, I've only met him once or twice. You know, I mean, we work together in the media room. I don't think we'll ever go have well, I don't drink, but I don't think we'll ever hang out on that level. But just as a professional, and let me say this before I dig deeper. I enjoy his content. I'm subscribed to his channel. There's no way I would get the content without him. But he is our only segue to Eddie Hearn. It seems like they have a really good relationship. It's kind of like how I can dig into like a Floyd Mayweather, like how I can get in. And don't worry, that interview is coming. All right, I'm gonna do my best to get that in January because I know we have some questions and concerns. It's gonna get taken care of. Don't worry about it. Okay, now as I talked to about Eddie Hearn, he has the only key to Eddie Hearn's safe where he can sit and talk to him for 25 minutes. Everybody else, he talks to him for 5 and 10 minutes. But it seems like they have a great relationship. And no matter how great a relationship you have, Cougars, whatever, Cougars Cassius, is that KK or KC? I don't know. I've never seen his name spelled. But you got to ask Eddie Hearn the tough questions. And the same thing you got to ask Deontay Wilder the tough questions. You know, the same thing. I've never stood before someone and not asked the questions you guys never asked. Feel free to dig. Most recently, let's go down the list. Keith Thurman. I asked Sean Porter the tough questions. I asked Kovalev the tough questions. I chased Oscar down. It took me 3 hours to ask him that one question. I was trying to find him for 3 hours that night. All right. I finally asked him the question. The list goes on and on and on. So when people say, "Oh, Fred, you don't," I do. I'm not afraid of no fighter in terms of respect and credibility. You understand? And I know streetwise people always want to veer it towards fighting and stuff like these. Listen, at the end of the day, these fighters don't want to fight the media. Like for real, they don't want to fight. No, they don't want to fight. They just feel like, in my humble opinion, no one really wants to fight each other. We always want I think it's more of being right. in my humble opinion. It's just more of I want you to dictate my story this way because I said so. And the media guy says, no, I'm going to do it this way because this is what I believe. This is what I feel. And since these guys are alive and vibrant, allow these guys to tell their narrative. And Eddie Hearn is live and vibrant enough to share his narrative. So uh, uh, um, so I'll say that Eddie Hearn has been lying for 6 months, and this is the great thing about this is Eddie Hearn doesn't know when he contradicts himself because he forgets what he says. I know he forgets what he says because he's not on code with himself. He said he's willing to think about this. Think about this. See, I'm the parent that will never tell my child Santa Claus is real, the Tooth Fairy is real. You know why? Because it negates my hard work. It negates the fact that Frederick puts out um, 100 videos a day. I'm on my hands and knees installing laminate floors today with my daughter on my back in a carrier. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is real life. This is real life shit that I'm going through. And Lincoln and tell my kids that Santa Claus comes down the chimney and his mom is in a hospital caring for young kids with cancer. And come on now, it's not going down like that. And I said all that to say Eddie Hearn. Anyway, I'm not gonna go there. But it's just a shame how when you believe the lies. He's the guy that believes the lies, and he's a salesman. So part of his job is to lie. Part of his job is to promote a fight. Well, this guy's in the best shape he's ever been in his life. He looked at Kell Brook 2 Saturdays ago, 3 Saturdays ago, and was like, he's a shell of himself. But when the cameras came on, oh man, there's more Kell Brook. More. He looked good. He looked okay. But in his heart of hearts, he knows Kell Brook is damaged goods. You know why I know? I believe him to know that he's damaged good because he's pushing so hard for the Kell Brook Amir Khan fight. He knows it's the end for both of them. See, always, it's easier to believe a man's words when it aligns with his actions. And Eddie Hearn has been lying about, let's get back on subject, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder for so long, he's forgot half the things he said. He's honestly forgot half the things he said. So, Deontay Wilder's in the driver's seat as it relates today. The reason why Deontay Wilder's in the driver's seat because he has won over the court of public opinion, and that is so valuable. People say, "Oh, it don't matter. You never trust." People say, but where people are paying, it's going to cost at least $100 to see Deontay Wilder's next fight. Whether you buy it on pay-per-view or whether you buy a ticket to the fight because you got to pay for parking. You guys know it's going to cost you at least $100 to see Deontay Wilder's next fight. $100, no matter who you are, including me because I'm buying the pay-per-view. Okay? So with that being said, if you've won in the court of public opinion, people are going to embrace you more. People are going to love you more. You understand where I'm coming from? So I said all that to say this. They're going to manipulate, and they have their favorites. And I can't be mad at people for having favorites. In addition to having favorites, you have to ask them questions. I have favorites. Everybody knows who my favorites are. Yet I still lay the question. Respectfully, always respectfully, But you still have to lay the question because it's always going to be looming and everybody knows you have the key to the safe. Right? You have the key to the safe. So at the end of the day, Kugis, IFL TV, that's the only person I follow over in the UK, I believe, that actually covers fights. We need you to dig into this truth. Whether you got to call, whether you got to call Eddie or you meet, you'll see him this weekend. We need you to dig into this. IFL is on the clock for whatever is mad. I don't think he subscribes to my channel. Oh, maybe he does because he brought my videos up. He brought my videos up in the interview he did with Eddie. So maybe he watches my videos. So I don't know how consistent he watches the videos, but matter of fact, if you send this to him on Twitter, Send this to Cougars Cassius, IFL TV on Twitter, Instagram. Send it to him because he's the only one that can unfold the truth. How can you go from desperate times call for desperate measures? And I told you guys this was going to happen. I predicted this. The reason why you want to know how I know I can predict things like this? Because I've had a failed business before. I'm telling you, like, I failed at business before, so I know when you failed at something and you see people going down the wrong road, it's like a former blood in the crypt who now owns an intervention program, or who's a lawyer now, or who went back to school and got his high school diploma and is now a minister in the community, or owns a barbershop, car wash, or becomes a judge. It happens, right? Or becomes an author of a book. And you see a kid going down the wrong road, you want to try and intervene. Now, I can't sit there and say I wanted to intervene with Eddie Hearn, but I see where it's going. Did you hear the ultimatum he gave Amir Khan? Y'all don't read into that. Y'all just saying he didn't give an ultimatum because he gave him an ultimatum because he's failing. He's pushing Anthony Joshua to come to America because the UK market is shrinking. It's deeply affecting his bottom line. He knows Kell Brook is damaged goods. So he needs to use his vacuum and suck up all the money out the UK as much as possible, because he knows it's coming to an end. In terms of these stars that he has now, I don't know who he has coming down the pipes, but so you guys got to really, 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 really understand what these people are saying. You understand? It's like me when I be doing an interview sometimes. I'll be like, this nigga think he fool. I don't know who it is, but I'll be sitting there sometimes, like, I'll be listening to people talk sometimes, like, this nigga really think he fooling me. But I'm around 6 or 7 people doing interviews, so I just sit there and, and keep them comfortable, let them answer the question, because I'm not going to interject there, because I learned over time, and I want you guys to understand. Don't ever forget this. All right, if I don't ask the question you guys want me to ask, it's because there's 7, 8 media members there, or it's a handful of media members that I don't want to get the content. Just don't forget that. I don't know how many people are going to watch this video, but don't forget that. Okay, so if I'm around a primary subject, he says, "Fred, you didn't ask the question." I'm not afraid. It's because you know how much money has been made off of my questions. I'm the only one. I'm being real with you. In today's media, I would say maybe there's 2 or 3. I don't know. I'll just give credit to everybody else. No, I stand corrected. Blue Blood is always out there working and grinding and doing his thing. And but I always ask the questions you guys are thinking. Always. Always. Not sometime, not most of the time, all the time. All right? And I think it's important that these questions get asked, but also understand the value of my content now. Now, I understood it before, but now that I have a place now. So I know people are watching my videos. I understand that they may not watch them every day, but they may come once a month, maybe once every 2 weeks, and watch one of my videos. So I understand the value that I have now. So so understand this. I may not get the question when you want me to get it, but I'm going to get it. So anyways, as I digress, understand what these guys are saying. Eddie Hearn is saying a whole lot. These last 3 days, Eddie Hearn has said, I haven't watched all his interviews. Eddie Hearn has said a whole lot. Take the time and understand how you felt when he spoke in September. Understand when you spoke in October, November, and now it's December. And put all this together. Is this a plea or a ploy? That should be a hashtag. Is this a plea or a ploy? September, it was a ploy. In December, it's a plea. I've had failed businesses. I understand. I get it. I know where he's coming from. I haven't always been successful. I didn't hit it big to my early 30s, mid 30s, somewhere in there. Well, I knew where I was going in my early 30s, but I didn't trust the process to my mid 30s. Let's put it like that. And now the rest is history, So, but Eddie Hearn, you don't fool Eddie Hearn. I'm gonna tell you this: you don't fool me. You're going to fool a lot of media members because you're 6'5", and you know what I mean, you got the complexion for the protection. Been there, interviewed that, seen that. People going to fall. People just want to be in your presence. People just want to be around you. I don't desire to be around not you, not no fighter in terms of hanging out. You guys have never seen me on my channel say, hey, I want to hang out with that person. No, I think people are interesting and I may want to cover them. But just to be a groupie, Fred ain't that. Fred ain't that. So I just know here's the catch. And I want you guys to understand. I know I done dibby dabbled. Media needs to understand this. Your $10 that you have in your wallet and the $10 that a famous person has in their wallet has the same value. Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. And Eddie Hearn, you're not fooling me. You're not fooling me. You're going to fool a lot of media members. I know you're pleading, you're begging, you're pretending like it's a ploy, but you're begging. Your whole narrative, I'm going to sum it up right now. Your whole narrative that you spelt from late July to today, when I read that article, has been a ploy. And you failed. You've been called out on your BS. You're a liar. And it's finally, that article is vindication that for the past 8 months, we've been fighting a good fight, fighting a great fight. And that's vindication that I've been 100% right for the past 9 months. First there was a deadline. Now he's offering him $28 million. Remember, we got to have this fight done before the deadline. And now they can change the arena and the date to fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller at Madison Square Garden in June. Man, y'all better go somewhere with man. I am pound for pound the greatest media member alive. All right, hashtag Barbershop Conversations, pound for pound the greatest media member alive. Because I got all of this. You can't trick me. I done had too many conversations. It's not about reading books, and it's about I done had too many conversations in life. People trying to trick you, trying to lie to you. People being honest with you. People trying to be slick. People being honest. You know, people having more money than you. People having less money than you. Dealing with hustlers, Crips, Bloods, Essays, Dominicans, Haitians. That's a song. But at the end of the day, it's led me to this point where I can crack and decode Eddie Slickster Hearn. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.